He laughs in the group chat, but in real life, he's breaking down. Why aren't men supported? The real answer is not that we don't care. We just don't know how. Until now. Have you ever struggled with supporting a man in his life, or you're that man that is silently struggling in real time? This episode is for you. I'm not going to talk about spreading awareness or anything like that. I'm going to provide actual steps for you to get the right support that you need, because support is something that shouldn't be earned. It is something that is deserved, to be honest with you. Everyone deserves that. Every man deserves that. And you're probably trying to figure out who I am. I'm Herbie Mack. This is the Just Believe Show. And I'm going to break it down. So let's get into it. Now that we got that out the way, let's talk about the actual man, the individual. How to support a man that you care about. You don't have to try to fix him. Just see him. Look, you probably seen some of the signs of him mumbling to himself, having short temper. It just seemed like he's all over the place, or he's silently drowning and not expressing himself. Stop showing interest in the things that he care about. Instead of trying to put him in a corner and ask him 21 questions. What's going on with this? What's going on with that? That's enough for anybody to just be like, yo, I'm good. I know I'm fine. I'm fine, because they're going to be overwhelmed. If you meet him where he's at, and it could be something like a casual walk, lunch, dinner, watching TV, maybe his favorite anime, or even watching sports. Just make sure it's not the fourth quarter, second half, or the ninth inning. It can be a different type of conversation. I'm telling you that right now. But all jokes aside, this is something that you can just casually just say, hey, I noticed something been going on with you. What's going on? It's a perfect icebreaker to just check in with that individual. And I use the word check in because it's so important. Language is very key in how you ask a question, and how you paraphrase things is so vital. You don't have to speak Spanish, French, or Creole or anything like that, but hey, I'm just checking in with you. I want to make sure everything is okay. And while you're doing that, this is your friendly reminder to just listen. Yes, we listen and we don't judge. They may be slowly opening up to you and giving you some information that you might be like, oh, I know how to fix this. Oh, hey, maybe you should do that. Not everybody wants that type of advice, and they may not need that right away. Remember, we're creating a safe space for this man to support him, because it's something that is difficult being a man, or something that is difficult, me being a man, and knowing that it's not easy to have a conversation with someone that you care about and let them know, hey, I'm drowning because X, Y, Z. And when that conversation is happening, I want to provide this tip for you. Just remind them, hey, you're not weak. You've just been carrying a lot alone lately. And that's why I'm here to support you. This is something that is going to make that man feel not only safe, but seen. And that is something that we all want. Now that we unpack that, let's keep it going to the next part. This part is for the workplace. This is how to lead a man without him feeling like he's falling apart. Most men feel like they can't be off. I have to be on. I have to perform at a high level. I have to overachieve. And that can honestly lead to distress. And the distress can be something that not only affect his work, but affect others, especially work production, maybe coming in late, maybe taking on too many projects and not nailing any of them. Those are signs to really recognize, hey, something's going on. But how does one recognize that, you may ask? And one may recognize this by actually having people that's trained to see this, to see the signs of burnout, to see that someone, they're off. Not just a couple of times a week, they've been off for a month. Let me actually see what's going on. This can actually be life-changing, life-alternating, where you can see someone, or where you can stop someone before the crisis even happened. I get it when it comes to work. Some companies may have that mindset of you leave home at home and you bring work to work, which can be harmful to say the least. And this is why it's so important to create a safe space. Creating a safe space at work is something that I love talking about, and this is something I love teaching. You can create this with HR, and the individual can be anonymous and they can write in something, whether it's on an app, a journal, check in with someone that you can say, oh, okay, John is overworked. He has so much stuff going on outside of life. Maybe we can unload some of the workload with him or give him PTO, some time off. And this is how a leader can actually help by having these things in their company, right? Just, hey, a couple of people trained to notice burnout, a couple of safe spaces where people can check in. Now that I said that, let me actually break it down a little bit more. I want to talk about ERG. ERG stands for Employee Resource Group. And this is a volunteer, non-clinical group that pretty much most companies have, and it looks different in every company. So for example, some companies may have a walking group, 5K type of thing, or they may have some leagues as far as softball, baseball, basketball, flag football. I don't want any companies like, hey, yo, we took your advice and this guy is hurt. Like, that's on you. But needless to say, they have this led by a senior of the group, someone with the most experience. And it doesn't necessarily have to be sports based. It could honestly just be a meetup where you meet outside of work, and it could be a dinner, book club, something like that, where you can just sit down and express what's going on with you outside of work. And you realize you're not alone. And this is actually could be so beneficial to men's mental health. And this is actually going to segue into something that I love talking about, and it's the power of community. Look, real quick before I talk about the power of community, for someone like myself, next week I'm celebrating 10 years since my last suicide attempt. I'm currently been sober for 7 years, and I was a functional alcoholic for like over a decade. I can't believe it. But this is something that helped me out, and it's the community. It wasn't until I saw someone that's in my community that looked like me that was talking about their demons that they was facing. They were saying, hey, yeah, this guy right here, functional alcoholic. Oh, I was doing this, I was doing that. And I attempted suicide. And it's just like, whoa, wait, I'm not alone. The power of community is so important, because in a community, you don't realize there's other people like you that might have similar stories to you, and that can provide so much information and help, so you know that you're not alone. That was the ultimate shift for me, seeing that. And I hope that this can be the shift for you. And I'm going to talk about community, how community is so important. This is how we change the conversation when it comes to men's mental health. It's not just a individual thing, it's a cultural thing. And when a community steps up, this is how we shift that culture. Something that's so big in my community is the barbershop. And not only just my community, pretty much in the men community as well, is the barbershop. Whether your barber is a woman or a male, it feels like this is the safe space for me. I can sit down, they're going to give me the haircut that I want, the design that I want. But not only that, I can express myself freely, and they listen and they don't judge. I got to give these guys a major shout out, and it's the Confession Project. The Confession Project is a project would teach barbers signs of suicidal ideation or even mental health as well. Like, hey, sound like you're going through this, and they provide the barbers the tools how to guide them to the right support. This is something that's vital. Whether it's a 988 conversation, it's like, hey, look, call 988 or text 988. That is cool as well. And they might be able to do the next thing, and that's talk about the local community. Most natural states have an organization like NAMI where they can just sit back and they can actually go in person to a peer support group, or you might be able to go online and find that person or that group that gets you where you can express yourself. So since we're talking about an online community, this is something that I've been thinking about a while, and that's creating my own online community where I can provide tips and tools for you to be the best version of yourself. But I want to remind you, this is something that is going to be serious. In order to be the best version of yourself, you have to do the work yourself. I'm here to guide you, not do the work for you. So if you're interested in this, please comment, just believe, and I'll start working on building out this community and help you guys out. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit the like, don't forget to sub, don't forget to hit that notification bell. And if you're listening to this on the audio, don't forget to rate this 5 stars. It's important to rate this not only just for like my ego or anything like that, but this is how people find this information. When you guys like and you sub and you rate this show, hopefully 5 stars, this is how people find this information. This is why I'm all about building a community. This is something that is needed. Now that we got that out the way, this is my favorite part of the show. And it's to hear from you. So, the question I have for you is, why do you think men are not supported? Don't just watch this or listen to this, comment, because I'm intrigued to hear what you have to say. Before I wrap this up, I want to say this. Support shouldn't be rare. It should be regular. Stop asking men to perform and provide a space to feel. Yes, I am a man, but I'm human. Till next time. Peace.